All right, Olight has done it again. Another generation of flashlight. They made some improvements this time on the Warrior Mini 2 and now the Warrior Mini 3. So we're going to talk about these two flashlights today, compare them, and discuss, did Olight really improve upon this already great flashlight, in my opinion, with the new release? So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for this video. We're going to take these lights outside, compare beam patterns, beam shots, and then also talk about the external differences and any differences in performance as well. So if that sounds good, stick around. And if you get value out of this video, I ask that you give it a thumbs up, like it. Also, let me know what your thoughts in the comments and subscribe if you're not already for more flashlight content moving forward. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get into the weeds, we need to do a little bit of a history lesson with the Olight Warrior Mini series. So this is obviously the 2 and the 3 we have here. There was an original Olight Warrior Mini, which I never had, but I heard it was a great light. People really liked it. The issue with it was, though, if it was inadvertently turned on a high or turbo setting, the light would become really hot over time, and it could potentially damage or set any combustible material on fire that it was near, or damage skin if it was in a pocket or something. So Olight released the Warrior Mini 2 a little while later that fixed that issue by including a proximity sensor. So if the light detects something close to the head when it's on a higher output, it drops it down for safety's sake. So that was a pretty good solution. That sensor can be seen right here in the reflector in that little crescent shape. So that's the main improvement. Other things changed, but that's the main improvement with the Warrior Mini 2. I do think they have improved upon it, even still, with the Warrior Mini 3. The Warrior Mini 2, one complaint people had about the sensor is that if they wanted to use this in, let's say, heavy snow or fog or smoke, those conditions would the sensor would actually detect light bouncing off of those particles and drop the output down, where the user may still want the turbo activated to punch through some of those conditions. With this light, it doesn't matter. You can't override it. If you want it to go into turbo, it detects something, so it won't do it for what it thinks is safety's sake. With the Warrior Mini 3, they have fixed that by basically now, if this light's activated inadvertently, let's say on turbo, in a pocket or in a bag, the light still has a sensor and still detects that there's an obstruction and drops the output down. But if the user wants to override that, they can tell the light, no, hey, I'm aware, but we need turbo right now. So you can double click and jump right into turbo. So that sensor, you can override it. You, the user, by inputting another couple clicks on the switch, can override that setting. So that's a very elegant, easy solution to the problem, I think. Good job to Olight for that solution, I think. You might be wondering where the sensor is on this light. They've hidden it. It's still there. I had to look for it pretty hard the first time. But it's on the clip side, right there, right on the edge of the reflector. So you can see it just hiding there. But I think that's one of the major improvements with the Warrior Mini 3 over the Warrior Mini 2. Another complaint people had with the Warrior Mini 2 is the switch. This material, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's rubber or silicone or something. It's a little soft. There's a little bit of give to it. It feels good. The complaint was that over time, in and out of a pocket or in and out of a bag, this material, whatever it is, could wear down. So that was one concern people had with the Warrior Mini 2. They have fixed that with the Warrior Mini 3. This switch is either metal or plastic. I can't tell. I think it's plastic, but it is recessed so that there's not going to be no rub because the body of the light itself protrudes around it. So they fixed that. The switch is also a bit bigger, as you can see here, so a little bit easier to find and hit. On a tactical style EDC light, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a tactical person. I am not, and as you can tell by my choice of color with the Warrior Mini 2. I am not a tactical dude, so if you want that kind of information, there's probably other channels that are better for you. But basically, under high stress, you want big controls, big tactile features, from what I've been told. Tail switch on both flashlights is good. A complaint people had with the Warrior Mini 2 is that metal shavings, because these tail caps are magnetic on both flashlights, like metal shavings, if you're working in shop or something like that, could get down in there and kind of gum up or jam up the function of the tail switch. Olight has fixed that with this new switch. It's just a bit more closed off. So that's cool. So let's talk about what's included with these lights. Obviously, you get the manual. You get the same identical battery, 18650 proprietary cell from Olight. It's a good battery, lends itself to good performance. Look at that here, 3.6 volt, 3500 milliamp hour capacity, proprietary cell. Like I said, identical cell in both flashlights. And then, yeah, you get the charging cables included, magnetic charging cables. I just latch right onto the base plate here. Both flashlights have that. Both have the clip attached already, as you can see. The Warrior Mini 3 comes with a little L bracket. Looks like this. So it's just a, I'm assuming steel, a metal bracket. Got some 3M adhesive, and they give you an extra one as well. So you can stick this to, let's say, if you want to keep this in your garage or in a shed or in your home, closet, wherever you want to keep this light, you can just, stick this to the wall and then have a nice little area to hold your light so it's there when you need it. So yeah, it's cool to have that included. That was not included with the Warrior Mini 2. The Warrior Mini 2 did include something that's not included with the Warrior Mini 3 though, and that is this little collar here and this little circular carabiner as well. So this is cool because you could detach the collar from the tail section and swap it with the clip here. This is the same exact thickness so that you can put the clip on this tail area or this, and then you could put this up here for some reason if you wanted to. But yeah, it was all interchangeable, and it was nice that they included this thing. And I think the purpose of this was for just another way to attach it to a bag. And then also if you're using the flashlight and you wanted to go hands-free, you could just flip it like that and then work with your hands, do some cool guy stuff, and then get it right back to where you need it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not tactical. If you want tactical type information, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. But yeah, this is technically a tactical style EDC flashlight. So yeah, important to have the main switch as well as the tail switch, easy to find. And then you got the strobe function. You can program the tail switch to be in its factory setting when the light comes, both of these. A light press or half press of the tail switch will bring you into medium, and then a full press will bring you into turbo. And then if you fully press down the tail cap and then punch the button, it changes the user interface to now when you half press, you'll be in medium on the Warrior Mini 3, and then full press will be strobe. And I believe it's the same with the, let me check. Yeah, I can't tell if that's high or medium. I think that's probably medium, and then full press strobe. But yeah, anyway, cool that you can do that both. I mean, the UI has changed very little between these two flashlights. So if you're familiar with the Warrior Mini 2 and you want to go for the Warrior Mini 3, the good news is not much of a learning curve whatsoever. Main thing is just that the switch, the override. I don't think I've screwed this on fully. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, now we can start talking about the fun stuff, performance. So has the Warrior Mini 3 become brighter than the Warrior Mini 2? Well, yes and no. Actually, the lumen figures are identical between these two lights, aside from the moonlight mode. So yeah, 1750 on turbo, 500 on high, 120 medium, 15 low. The Warrior Mini 2, this is the manual for the Warrior Mini 2 right here. The moon mode is 1 lumen, can run for 45 days. That's really the major difference between the two. The lumen figures on the Warrior Mini 3, exactly the same, going down, except when you get to that moonlight mode, it is half of a lumen instead of 1 lumen, and instead of 45 days runtime, it's 100. So why did I say that it was yes and no to is it brighter? Well, that's because of candela. And if you're not familiar, lumens is just like the output that comes from a flashlight right at the bezel. It's measured differently than candela. Candela is light intensity at a little bit of distance, so the light that actually reaches the destination. The Warrior Mini 2 right here has 12,300 candela, and the Warrior Mini 3 actually has more candela. The beam is more focused, which we'll see here just in a moment, but that lends to slightly more candela. Yeah, I've got 14,400 candela here, so a little bit of an improvement in candela wise, but let's check out those beam patterns to understand what those numbers actually mean. Okay, wanted to show two differences between the Warrior Mini 2 and Warrior Mini 3 that can best be shown on a blank wall. The first thing to note is the difference in color temperature or light tint. The Warrior Mini 2 on the right has a warmer, maybe slightly yellowish, greenish tint to it, whereas the light of the Warrior Mini 3 on the left is more cool, or just pure white in color temperature. Second thing I wanted to mention is just that we're the same distance away from the wall with both flashlights right now, but the hotspot is broader with the Warrior Mini 2 on the right, whereas the Warrior Mini 3 has a tighter, more concentrated hotspot on the left. So what does that look like practically? Let's check out the outside beam shots. The Warrior Mini 2, because it's got a broader hotspot, in my humble opinion, is a little bit nicer for closer in range. Just broader hotspot means that up close you can illuminate a little bit more broadly, which is nice for up close. So here's a low, medium, and high look at that. And then we've got the Warrior Mini 3 here next. Same exact lumen settings. You got 15 lumen low, which we're looking at right now. And to my eye, within the hotspot, this does appear brighter just because of the light being concentrated. Here's the 120 lumen medium mode. Getting nice illumination, and even outside that hotspot, there's a good amount of spill, so you can see kind of what's going on in the area, which is nice. Here's the high 500 lumen setting, and then let's kick it on to turbo. 1750 lumens, Warrior Mini 3, nice concentrated hotspot, and now that more concentrated beam really does shine, pun intended, when it comes to distance. So let's compare the two on turbo right here. So we've got the Warrior Mini 2 first here in my left hand. So broader hotspot, still reaching out a good amount of distance. I've never had any complaints with it. And then let's check out the Warrior Mini 3 now in my right hand. Let's compare with one another. So yeah, within the hotspot, it does appear brighter to my eye, just because that beam is more focused. So that's a difference. I'd say fundamentally for up close, I'd say the beam pattern of the Warrior Mini 2 is nice, and at distance, the Warrior Mini 3. Final thoughts. So what can we conclude about these two lights? Has Olight truly improved upon the Warrior Mini 2 to a significant degree with this Warrior Mini 3, or is this just a cash grab? Well, before I give you my 2 cents and my thoughts on it, I ask that if you've gotten value out of this video, please do give me a like on the video. I'm trying to grow this channel. That would help a lot. I don't get paid by YouTube, but I'm trying to get there. So if you like flashlight content and would like some more in the future, just go ahead and subscribe as well. And then lastly, if you want to support the channel even more and you're looking to pick up a flashlight from Olight, please use my affiliate links found in the description of this video. That would really help me out. I'll help you bring more content moving forward. But yeah, let's talk about these two lights. Is the Warrior Mini 2 obsolete? No. In my opinion, absolutely not. I love this flashlight. I reach for it often. Like I said, I don't carry a light of this size on a day-to-day basis. I don't pretend to do that. But this is one of my go-tos around the house. I really like it. I have no complaints with it. I don't use it in extreme foggy conditions or anything like that. So yeah, the sensor, UI doesn't bother me. I think this is a great option, and it's come out in a lot of really cool styles. And I'm kind of secretly hoping the price comes down as a result of this new model coming out, because this is still a fantastic light. So in my opinion, if you have one of these and you're considering, oh man, well, the new hotness came out, do I jump over to this? I say if you're happy with your Warrior Mini 2, stick with it. Great flashlight here. I won't say anything too bad about this whatsoever. Very minimal gripes, if any. So yeah, the Warrior Mini 3 has it made enough improvements over the Warrior Mini 2 to justify its existence? I say yes, it has, and there's 4 reasons why. First is going to be the switch. Some of these reasons are going to be more or less important to you based on your needs and what you care about. But yeah, reason number 1 is going to be the switch. So yeah, they have improved this in my opinion. It's recessed, less to rub on, wear down, less to be inadvertently clicked perhaps, and it's bigger. Tail cap, if you work with metal shavings or you're worried about that, debris getting in here, magnetized debris, metal. The switch is also improved in that regard. So let's say that's the second improvement. Third is going to be the overall shape and profile. The Warrior Mini 2 has a taper to it. It's narrower here at the tail, and then it gets wider toward the top. They have made the flashlight on the Warrior Mini 3, the diameter is smaller, as well as the height of the light itself. So I think that's a win when it comes to everyday carry, just making the light smaller. Same battery, relatively the same performance as well. And then the 4th thing is obviously that ability to override the sensor. So I think those 4 reasons do justify them making this light. It is different enough, and I think a lot of people are going to find the improvements welcome with the Warrior Mini 3. So that's my 2 cents. I like both of these flashlights quite a lot. I like Olight as a company. A lot of people hate on Olight. I don't. But yeah, I like Olight. I really appreciate them giving me the opportunity to compare these two lights today by sending this one out. Yeah, I like the color too. Pretty sweet. I don't know if I've even talked about that. Forest gradient here looks good to me. And I hope they come out with some other styles. It's Olight. I'm assuming they will. Materials and styles. So if you don't have the cash now and you want to save up, you know, the good news is you're probably going to get some cool options to choose from moving forward. But yeah, like I said, if you do want to pick up a light, please remember me using my affiliate links. I do greatly appreciate it. And if you want to pick up a light when it's not on sale, you can use my discount code PME10 on Olight's site. Get yourself 10% off when there's not a sale running. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching the video. Hope you learned something. Hope it was valuable to you in some way. Hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.